Hi everybody, my name is Jim with Full Moon Adventure Club, and today we're going to be talking about the Esy Start 364 by Mirco Air. Now what these enable us to do is actually run a large, say 15,000 BTU rooftop RV air conditioner off of a small inverter generator, say a 2,000 watt little Honda inverter generator that's super quiet, very lightweight and portable and fuel efficient, using an Esy Start. Now the small generators like that will run a 15,000 BTU air conditioner, but they will not start a 15,000 BTU air conditioner because of that large surge load that's required right in the beginning just for a couple of seconds to get the compressor going. And so that's going to overload your generator and it's not going to work. And that's why you don't see a lot of people using those all the time to power their air conditioners. Now the Esy Start 364 gets to know your air conditioning. It's a smart starter, Esy Start. So it actually gets to know your air conditioner and what it takes to start it, and it's going to remember all of that and then really help out taking all that surge away from your smaller generator, enabling it to run that 15,000 BTU air conditioner. So it's a very, very cool device. Installation is very easy. We're going to cover that right now. And then after that, I'm going to put it through a few tests. So why don't we get to the installation of this unit and then we can go on to some of the testing. All right, so opening up the Esy Start 364 box here, we are going to have the installation package that is optional. You have to buy that separately, but it's definitely worth it. It has a lot of great stuff inside. And then inside, after that, you're going to have the Esy Start 364 itself, which does have plenty of wire to mount pretty much anywhere in your air conditioner that you want, as long as the wires are in the down position to the ground and it's kind of protected from the elements. You can put that pretty much anywhere you want under your shroud. Also going to come with some quick, easy instructions for most compressor types. If you need any other installation instructions, you can find them on Mirco Air's website. Now we're going to remove the screws for our air conditioner cover all the way around and just pull that off, real simple. And underneath mine we have an additional foam shroud that kind of protects the internal components in the electrical box. We're going to go ahead and kind of remove that. It just pulls right out. And now we've exposed our electric box. So we're going to go ahead and open that up, as that's where we're going to put most of our wiring. I'm going to pull that right off. And you can use the diagram here to kind of identify your compressor wire. So you see compressor and it's going to say run is the white wire, the R for run. Red is going to be your start. And then C is going to be blue for your common. If you need to identify that, you can just follow your compressor wires, locate your compressor and follow that wire group all the way to your electric block box, and then you can go ahead and identify the wires that are coming in. And here you can see we have a red, a white, and a blue coming out of that group. Those are our compressor wires. So now what we're going to do is we're going to remove the start capacitor and the PTC and the start capacitor. The PTC is that little black guy I'm taking out right there. And we're going to remove that red wire from the start side of the compressor right there. So we're going to put that to the side. Now we're going to go ahead and pull out the white wire that's also attached to the start capacitor, and we're going to pull that off the run side of the compressor and the run capacitor right there. And now we can just kind of jiggle this guy out. Now you can remove the screw, of course, to make this a little bit easier, but mine was fairly loose, so it wasn't a real big deal just to kind of jiggle this guy out after I moved that steel braided wire out of the way a little bit, that strap, and then just gave it a spin and she popped right out. So now that we have the start capacitor removed, we are good to go. We can reattach that a little bit, but we're going to run the wiring from the Esy Start 364 through this, and it does have a plastic grommet if you need it. I do not. The metal is all nice and rounded right there, and there's already a nice cover for the wires on there. So we're going to run that. Now we're going to take the Esy Start 364 orange wire, place on a female connector right here. So we're going to go ahead and crimp that into place, make sure that it's nice and secure. And we are going to be attaching that to the start group right here on the run capacitor where the red wire was coming from our compressor. So we've got that nice and attached right there on the start side. Now we're going to remove the white wire from the compressor that's going to the run group. And we are going to attach that to the brown wire coming off of the Esy Start. The way we're going to do that is by using the male connector that comes in the installation setup, the installation package. So we're going to go ahead and crimp that onto the orange wire coming from the Esy Start 364, the brown wire. Okay, now that we've got that on, we're going to crimp it nice and tight and make sure everything is nice and secure. And now we're going to attach that to the white wire that's coming from the compressor. So that's the run coming from the compressor, and make sure those are nice and tight. Now it's time to connect the white wire from the EasyStart 364 by putting on a female connector. We're going to crimp that and make sure it's nice and snug on there, not going anywhere. And once that's done, we are going to put that on the running capacitor where we took off the other white wire. So that's the white wire group. We're going to attach that right there. Now it's time for one of the last wires here. We got the blue wire. We're going to remove that, and we're going to replace it with the little adapter wire that came with the installation kit. We're going to plug that in where the blue wire went into the starting relay. That's the common. And so now we have 3 wires. We're going to connect all 3 of these wires. The blue common that's going to the compressor, the black wire that's now connected to that relay where we removed the blue wire, and then last but not least, the black wire that goes to the EasyStart 364. So both of the black wires and the blue wire all get connected together, just like this, and that is our common. And again, in the installation kit, we have this nice little crimper right here where this is gonna attach everything together. We're gonna crimp all of those into place. Now we can mount our electrical box cover, and you can place the EasyStart 364 anywhere you wish as long as the wires are coming out of the bottom facing the ground. And you mount it in a nice, dry, weather-tight location, probably inside the shroud, anywhere you want. Always make sure that if you're using screws to attach it, that you check behind it to make sure that you're not going to drill into anything important, and mount that wherever you can, and we are good to go. So installation is incredibly simple, just hooking up 4 wires. My installation was on a Dometic air conditioner, an NXT, 15,000 BTU, but they have really good instructions on Mirco Air that's going to enable you to hook it up to pretty much any air conditioner that you want. So installation was a snap, took me about an hour, and now we're going to run it through some paces. Now, before I installed this, I wanted to hook it up to an inverter to see if I could start the air conditioner using a 1500 watt no-name inverter. It's just a cheap one I'm going to take back, so I'm not going to show you or tell you the name of that. But 1500 watts was about its max with maybe a little bit of surge. But I hooked that up to a lithium battery with nice thick cables and went ahead and ran the air conditioner, and this is the result that we had. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. You can see it's trying to cool right now, but I'm going to have to turn it off. So that was a failed start. This thing is barely blowing. And I don't think it's running the compressor at all. So that was a failed start. It's actually on right now. You can hear it maybe. So that's no good. So as you can see, it was running the fan just fine, but as soon as that compressor went to kick in without the 364 Easy Start, the fan just completely stopped, and it was just trying to start the compressor but could not do it, and sent the inverter into a fault, so it did not work. It tried, could not pull it off, so that was a perfect test to see what we couldn't do with that little power. So it ran the fan. Maybe it could have run the air conditioner, but it did not have enough juice to start the air conditioner compressor. So now we're going to install the 364 and try it again using that exact same compressor and battery setup. Let's go ahead and turn the fan on high. And now we'll just wait for the compressor. Oh, I just heard the compressor. So you can see that time, when it came time to start the compressor, it kicked right on. No problems at all. It didn't send the inverter into a fault mode or anything like that. It just started it and it ran it because it was operating under 1500 watts. It went right up to its running wattage, but did not have that surge that the inverter was unable to overcome. So the Esy Start 364 totally did its job and ran it off a 1500 watt super cheap inverter. And now what I'm going to do is, just to show you that it's running, I'm going to go ahead and hook it up to my Dometic Apex Solar Generator, which is again a 1500 watt solar generator inverter with a lithium battery inside. And let's see if it's able to run it, and I'll show you guys the wattage on the inverter because it actually has a little readout. And you'll see that the wattage actually just goes up to its running wattage and does not have a huge surge and then come down to its running wattage. It just goes right up there and stays there. So let's jump out to that footage right now. So we're going to plug in our Inergy Apex Solar Generator right here, and we're going to turn the inverter on. Now we're going to go inside and turn on the air conditioner. With a couple of clicks right here, we've got it set nice and low and cool at 62 degrees. You can hear the fan kick on. Now we're going to use this temperature gun so you'll actually be able to see when the compressor kicks on, because it's kind of hard to hear on camera, but this will give you an actual visual representation. That takes about 2 or 3 minutes, so I'm going to speed things up here. You can see that our wattage is at around 360, which is the fan on high, and then it's going to start creeping up here, and the compressor kicks on right about here. Oh, I just heard the compressor. So now it's going to continue to creep up to its operating wattage, which is about 1600 watts. And it never really surged over that. So now you can see the temperature really starting to fall on the temperature gun, and we're at our operating wattage and everything is running smoothly. So I think that's incredibly cool that you can run a 15,000 BTU air conditioner off of a 1500 watt inverter. So for most of us, that's going to mean you're going to get a 2000 watt inverter generator, say one of those Honda's Whisper Quiet, and you're going to be able to run this air conditioner in the parking lot while you're inside and your pets are in the RV. You want to take the heat off, keep the air conditioner going, or if you're in an area with some neighbors and you don't want to run your 3,000 or 4,000 watt RV generator that's very loud, you can use those small inverter generators to actually run your air conditioner, which I think is very, very cool in boondocking situations like this. If you're out here in the middle of nowhere, now you can just have a small generator and actually have the AC if you need it. You can run a heater if you need it. You can do anything else, but that generator is going to handle starting your air conditioner as long as you have the Esy Start 364 in there. So I thought that was very, very neat. If you do want to pick one of these guys up, I talked to Mirco Air and they said with the code word adventure, they're going to give you 25 bucks off your order, which is really nice of them to do. So I really appreciate that. And yeah, just put in adventure exactly like you see it and you'll get 25 bucks off. And I think that about wraps it up. Very easy install. It's going to be easier on your air conditioner. It's going to last longer because the compressor is being taken care of. It's not trying to start on not enough power. And the Esy Start's a learning computer, so it's actually going to figure out your exact AC power needs and adjust and remember those settings for starting it up. So it's definitely very, very cool, and I've had a lot of fun using it. So my name's Jim with Foreman Adventure Club, and until the next video, thanks so much for watching, and happy camping.